Well, what about 25 years ago when the grassroots talk of Blue Jackets foundation, before even the team took the ice, I think it was in place. What does that say about this community and the organization from the outset, what they were all about?
Well, I think it speaks to our ownership and the McConnells' intent when they brought a franchise to Columbus. They knew the value and opportunity that an NHL team could bring to Columbus, what it could do for a community. And so when the team was brought here, the infrastructure to build the foundation, the pillars to invest and support this community were established at the same time. One of those pillars being the important one, which was removing barriers to the game to make sure as many children and families as in our community could participate in our programs. We wanted to make sure everyone could be a part of the sport. So I think the forethought, the planning, everything that was done 25 years ago has set us up for the success we see now.
It's an expansion team then,
Yes.
and it's an established team now, but not, one of the original six or something like that. So what does that say about where the programs have all come to this day after all that time?
Well, I think too, the important thing is a lot of people were just getting to know the sport itself back then. And so the first conversation you're having is just an introduction to hockey. What is hockey? How do you get involved? And how do we provide opportunities? And so over the years, as the interest has grown, so too is the opportunities for us to get out, and whether it's a child just picking up a stick for the first time or a ball, never mind the opportunity to get into one of our programs. I think, the energy and enthusiasm for Ohio in sports has always been there. What a great state. They love their sports teams, and so the way that this community and Ohio embrace this NHL team to learn the sport, get involved, and be part of it is exactly the story we have over the last 25 years.
Is the growth, when you talk about Ohioans love their sports, a lot of people would think about some other sports. Sure. Outside of hockey, because that wasn't a thing, but it is quite a thing here now.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things that I love about this community is there is room for all of it. It's what makes Columbus a great place to live and to work, because you can go to a baseball game, you can go to a soccer game, you can go to a football game, and you can come and see Ohio's NHL team play right here in our city.
The foundation pride factor of what's been able to be accomplished and the layers that have been added. Is there an easy way to talk somebody through where it's come in 25 years?
Well, I think what's interesting is while some things have changed, some haven't, right? So the foundation was established, again, youth hockey being a significant pillar of the foundation, but support of pediatric cancer, our education pillar, which really is emphasizing reading and literacy programs, and health and safety. Those pillars really haven't changed, and I think that's telling because it speaks to a lot of the needs that this community has and a way that our franchise can show up and respond in the community. The best success we have, though, is the collaborations and partnerships whereby we have the unique resources of a professional sports team and we can partner to address those community needs. So whether or not we're talking about challenges with third grade reading scores or whether or not we're building playgrounds. Several years back, we got together with the city, and the mayor had identified that his goal was to put a safe play space within a half mile of every home in Columbus. So we showed up, we had a conversation, and we partnered to build 8 playgrounds in 4 years in the communities where we felt like we could show up. And that's really been my favorite part of being involved with the foundation and the community side, is because we get to take these unique resources but also show up in a fun way, but a meaningful way. We know the way that we can show up, give back, and make a difference in this community. And really what we want to do is be able to support a community that's doing so much to support our team. So it's quite magical, it's fun, and it's just really, really special. And I think it's impressive that the fact that the foundation was set up 25 years ago to address these needs still holds true today. And you can look around Columbus and spaces, Nationwide Children's Hospital, Columbus Recreation and Parks, the YMCA, and you see where we've been able to do great activities, great programs, and really serve the youth and families in Columbus.
And being a good community neighbor, so to speak, and partner, and growing all those other programs, In return, you're also growing some amazing young hockey players throughout all the programs that Foundation
Absolutely.
puts
The
forward.
fact that we can sit here today, have a conversation about the growth of youth hockey, and know that it's not just a dream for some kid, that we've had kids in our community that have come up through our programs: Jack Roslovic, Sean Corrali, the Sherwood brothers, Connor Murphy, Carson Meyer. Like, just the fact I can sit here and spit off all of those names and understand that some other kid right now who's on the ice as we sit here right now is thinking, man, someday I want to make it to the NHL, and they see it's possible.
That growth that you're talking about, and we always waited to see who's going to be the first homegrown talent. Now you've seen it. Now we've seen multiple, and now you see these programs exploding. Can you characterize where this has come from, not just year one, but even in just the last 8 or 10 years, the number of kids?
Sure. Well, I think there's a few different ways that we measure it, right? So the number of youth registered with USA Hockey in the mid-90s was about 150. Now that number is over 5,000. When you look at the number of sheets of ice, mid-90s, 2 sheets of ice. Now we have 10, plus 8 of our street hockey facilities. So when you start looking at the infrastructure, the build, the participation, we have everything from the Learn to Play program where you can start, to the Blue Jackets Hockey League that now exists, so you have a next step in your journey to play hockey. We have everything we need here for a young person to grow up and go through the program. The girls hockey, we're seeing significant growth in girls hockey, so I feel like we have all of the elements in place for us to build on the momentum and in the enthusiasm for the sport.
What do the next 25 years look like?
Oh man, I want to build some more street hockey rinks first. But seriously, so one role the foundation plays is removing barriers to the game, and there's a number of different barriers. They could be physical barriers, financial barriers, and the fact that ice is a challenge. Ice is a barrier in this community, and one way that we can show up to make sure more people can support or play the sport is through building these street hockey rinks. So we've built 8 most recently. We cut the ribbon on the Powell Liberty YMCA rink. Prior to that, we had the Whitehall street hockey rink open. And again, this goes back to what I said before on collaborations and partnerships being so important. We want to collaborate with people that want a rink in their community, and really we need the partners with access to youth that we can make sure that we're putting kids on these street hockey rinks. And we can show up and provide equipment. We can certainly provide the program quality standards for a good hockey program, but it certainly takes all of those different partners in order to be able to do something like that. So I really hope that for sure sooner than later we're going to see a few more of those street hockey rinks showing up. When I first started with the team over 10 years ago, and I was very excited to help grow the sport. From Northern Ontario, Canada, I come from a place where we know and love the sport, and so being part of helping other people experience that is amazing. When I started having conversations in the community about growing hockey, I would have people say to me, yeah, but you can't just play hockey anywhere. You can take a soccer ball, you can take a basketball, you can't play it anywhere. And I've never forgotten that, because as a young girl in Northern Ontario in a town of 200, you found whatever you could to make the goal. I'm pretty sure I play left-handed only because, my brothers had one extra stick and I got that extra stick. And we did play anywhere. We grew up playing on rivers and ponds and driveways. And you know what? If you happen to get stuck on a highway, break out your hockey gear and we would play anywhere. And so that was really interesting to me to be able to participate in changing the perspective. Sure, getting on the ice is special, but there's lots of different ways you can be involved with our sport, and it doesn't just have to be on an ice hockey rink. So we have an amazing gaming facility here now at the arena, and that's another way people can show up, participate in the sport, and be part of it. So it's really exciting to be able to find new ways to get people excited about hockey.
What happens when this team wins?
Oof, look out. Look out. Better hurry up. So people need to get on this bandwagon now. I think that interest is going to explode. I think if you're not already in a program, you're going to be lining up, and we don't like wait lists, but that stuff will happen. We think about that. we think about that all the time. That's our job. We want to be ready. We want as many people part of it, and being part of a winning culture and experience like that is special. And I think, what we know about hockey, what we know about sports, what we know about why people want to be part of it. People want to be part of something special, right? For a lot of people, it's escapism. And so who wouldn't want to be a part of it? So the more momentum you get, the more energy you get. And so we're giving as many people options, to join us, get on this bandwagon and get ready.
Everybody be ready for that.
Yeah.
The grants and the money to give that access so freely, that takes a lot.
Well, once again, we're collaborating with a fan base and communities and corporate partners who are all contributing to help us raise this money that we're in a position to then grant out to the community. It truly is a team in every sense of the word effort. The foundation has granted out more than $15 million in the last 25 years, and we often talk specifically about the foundation, but what a lot of people don't realize is in addition to the grants that are directed from the foundation, the team is supporting in many other ways. So the team is providing signed memorabilia and support to more than 500 organizations a year. When you look at the ticket programs for our military, our cancer heroes, there's a lot of different ways that we're showing up. So it is much more than that $15 million, but it definitely is because of an incredible fan base, amazing partners, and again, we're uniquely positioned to be able to use this as a vehicle in order to give back and support our community. My hope for Columbus and anyone in Central Ohio is, even if you're not a hockey fan yet, is that when someone brings up the Blue Jackets, you'll say, man, I'm not a big hockey fan yet, but boy, are we lucky that the Columbus Blue Jackets are here. That's my hope when we talk about what the Blue Jackets mean to Columbus and Central Ohio.